It's a well-known fact that Emma Stone was a massive fan of the Spice Girls growing up.
I was obsessed with the Spice Girls, and I love them.
She was all about the girl power, but now she can say she's actually portrayed a woman of significant girl power status, Billie Jean King. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing Battle of the Sexes, which is directed by Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Faris, the duo that gave us Little Miss Sunshine. The screenplay is written by Simon Beaufoy, the chap that wrote the Oscar-winning script for Slumdog Millionaire. Throw in the lovable goofball Steve Carell as Bobby Riggs, and you've got yourself a recipe for a delightful feel-good Oscar bait yarn. Fresh off her Oscar win for La La Land, Emma Stone stars in this biopic drama as Billie Jean King, who, fresh off her 1972 win for women's tennis, she was the world #1 at this point by the way, is outraged to learn that the US Tennis Association cash prize for the 1973 tournaments will be 12 grand for men and only 1.5 grand for women. Bill Pullman plays her boss, Jack Kramer, with such casual misogyny that it's actually a little bit cringy to hear him justify the blasé sexist reasons for the 8 times larger pay gap. This starts a flurry of debate within the media about gender equality, and former tennis pro Bobby Riggs, played wonderfully by Steve Carell, wants to get in on the action. He publicly states that an over-the-hill male tennis player can still be a world-class female tennis player, so he challenges Billie Jean King to a battle on the court to prove that he's right. King is reluctant at first, but then realizes the importance of what's at stake and knows that if she wins such a proposal, she could change the world forever for women. Emma Stone is fantastic as Billie Jean King, nailing her shy public demeanor, but showing her tenacity on the court as well as her interactions with Jack. And as we watch Billie Jean struggle with the pressure of the situation that she's in, she also becomes romantically involved with her hairdresser, Marilyn, who's played by Andrea Riseborough. Remember, this was the 70s, and even though it was a time for sexual revolution, it was still seen as a social taboo to be gay. Plus, Billie Jean was still married to her husband Larry at the time. Steve Carell is delightful as the gregarious Bobby Riggs. I had no idea who Bobby Riggs was until I saw this film, but after I came out of the cinema, I had to Google him just to see if his clownish persona was as much of a spectacle as it was in the film. As it turns out, Steve Carell's performance is bang on. Writer Simon Beaufoy adds a couple of scenes which really flesh out Riggs into more than just a goofball. He's trying to fix his marriage and also rekindle the bond with his oldest son. He also has a major gambling problem, which is exemplified in a hilarious Gamblers Anonymous scene, which is rib-ticklingly funny. So both Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs have their own personal battles to face, as well as the battle on the court. Alright, so let's talk about the negatives of this film. Normally, Dayton and Faris are usually very good at directing ensemble casts, but sadly, not all the characters here are as dimensional as, say, the characters from Little Miss Sunshine. Some of the characters in this film feel more like stereotypical archetypes, such as Sarah Silverman's snippy manager Gladys, or Bill Pullman's misogynistic boss, Jack Kramer, and there's also a wasted Elizabeth Shue as the fed-up housewife, Priscilla. And also there are times where the overall vibe of this film is just a little bit too sugary. This was a monumental moment for women, and yet the feel-good charm of Beaufoy's script often undercuts the dramatic gravitas of what this actually meant for the world. I'm not saying I don't appreciate the comedy in this film, I just think they could have reeled it back in places in order to create the feeling of higher stakes. So guys, to conclude, Battle of the Sexes is a charming and light-hearted biopic which is sure to be a major crowd pleaser. Even if it's a bit fluffy in places, it's still an empowering film which addresses an issue that's still relevant today: gender equality. So guys, I'm gonna give Battle of the Sexes an 8 out of 10. So yeah guys, there's already a little bit of Oscar buzz surrounding this film. If you have seen Battle of the Sexes, be sure to let me know what you think of it. Do you think it deserves any Oscar buzz? If so, what do you think it should be nominated for? Whatever you think, you can let me know in the comment section below, or you can catch me here on Twitter. Thanks so much for watching guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.